Item 7 is public hearings, appeals, presentations, recognitions, and awards. Presentation by Development Service Director Michael Skates and Emergency Management Director Jamie Ott on Safe Room Rebate Program. Michael, Jamie?
Yes, Mayor and Council. Michael Skates, Development Services Director. I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about our Safe Room Rebate Program. Earlier this year, representatives of the Oklahoma Emergency Management presented the Safe Room Rebate Program presentation at the local OFMA conference. Following that conference, I was contacted by a representative of the city of Tulsa, and we established a phone conference with the representatives of the emergency management organization. Prior to that conference, I contacted Jamie Ott, our emergency management director, and asked him a little bit about the program. And he had a lot of great things to say about the program. Had experienced working with OEM on this program in the past, and so he sat in on the phone conference with me. From that phone conference, I felt like, and I think Jamie did too, that we felt that this was a great opportunity to present to our citizens to have a safe room rebate program in light of the storm seasons that we encounter. Through several meetings with the city manager and other staff, we put together the program, and Jamie sent off to OEM the notice of intent. He established about 100 homes. We were expecting 100 property owners to shoot for the first year, and he sent that off to OEM. OEM accepted that, and we set out a course to establish a couple public meetings. Jamie had attended a meeting with Creek County and found out that the dates that we needed to set were a little bit sooner than what we anticipated. And so we went ahead and established the two public meetings that are required for October 4th and October 9th. And so just around the corner, this Thursday and next Tuesday. Through that, the folks that come, Krista Flash helped us get out notices to the public. Sign Shop has helped us prepare a sign for the Central on Main. And the application that you see up on the screen is the volunteer participation notice that applicants will sign when they come to the meeting. We'll have several computers available. The stormwater manager will be at the meeting and will help us identify the applicant's property and look to see if they are in a floodplain. They cannot participate in the program if they're in a floodplain. I don't anticipate that we'll have many properties that are in a floodplain, since we regulate our floodplain and don't allow construction in a floodplain. And so from that meeting, the applicants can fill out the form at the two public meetings and turn those back into us, or they may take the application with them and need to return them by November 16th. Upon receipt of all the applications on November 16th, we'll review those, and then we'll package those up and send those off to OEM, who then will review those and send those off to FEMA for review and final approval. That could take up to 3 months for that to occur. Once we hear back from FEMA on those applicants that were approved and selected, we will notify them and set up another meeting in which we'll provide them a packet and go through some of the same information that they'll see at the two public meetings on a presentation from OEM staff, but also information, exactly what has to take place, who they can purchase the safe room from, and it has to be FEMA certified and inspected, and all of that information has to be turned in prior to approval, at which time we would review it, send it off to OEM and FEMA, and once it's all approved, then they would receive a rebate up to 75%, not to exceed $2,000 of the cost of that safe room. Some of the information that the safe room has to be within 100 feet of the home. It can be inside the home, but it has to be within 100 feet of the home. Safe room installed on the property, cited on the application, adhere to the guidelines. That's a big one. Just got to follow the guidelines. Own the property, cited, and be the primary residence on that property. Install the safe room after attending the mandatory meetings that I've talked about. Installation by a certified contractor. Safe room to meet current FEMA and ICC guidelines. Attain a city safe room permit. Have contractor certify installation and inspections. Receive certificate of occupancy for the installed safe room. Provide all proof of payment, so applicants need to keep their receipts. Complete a W-9 and 2 pictures, one of the installed safe room and one of the full front of the house. And all of that information will be discussed at the 2 public meetings as well as the follow-up meeting. So I'm excited about this. When it came forward, I felt like it was an opportunity to get this out to the public and see what we can do to help those that are interested in safe rooms and provide that protection that we look for during the tornado season. I can answer any questions if you have any, or Jamie's here that can answer any questions.
You kind of answered one of mine, but just to put it out there, because I had posted about this and everybody thought it was such a great program, and someone said, oh, I just installed a storm shelter. So they do have to attend the meeting before, it's not like retroactive, they just installed
It's not
one this week.
retroactive,
Okay.
no. If they've already installed the safe room, then they can't participate in this program.
Okay, and then my second question is, if they don't, they have to go to one of the 2 meetings
Yes,
to qualify, okay.
yes.
And so there's 100, we've submitted for 100.
We sent in a notice of intent anticipating 100 properties. We may have less than that this first time. We may have more than that. If we have more than that, then I believe that we can revise our notice of intent if money is still available from OEM.
So if they go to the October 4th, can they submit their application immediately after that? And I'm trying to
Yes.
rationalize how, if you happen to go to the second meeting.
I don't know the number of citizens that will come to the first meeting or the second meeting, but we're not going to turn anybody away. We'll take all of the applications. Folks can turn those applications in at each of the public meetings, or they may want to take the application with them, and then they can turn it back into us before November 16th. That's the deadline, because we have a deadline of November 22nd that we have to send all of the applications back to OEM.
I think the only other thing for me is if people are putting them in their garage floor,
Yes.
they need to be cautioned if their slabs post-tension.
True.
To be sure and not cut those cables, because,
That's a good point. Yeah.
so you might make that a point to bring up.
That's a good point, and I will do that.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
I would just ask the question, I think historically, haven't we, I know we don't allow the homes in a floodplain, but sometimes the backyards in some of the subdivisions are in a floodplain. Would those people still qualify if they did have a backyard in the floodplain, the home was out, and they put the storm shelter or the shelter outside that floodplain?
Yeah. I don't know that they'll qualify for that. The
Okay,
floodplain is on their property.
because we do have some homes that the floodplain is
We
on
do
the
have some
property.
homes that do have floodplain that touch the property, but it's not in the home itself.
Can we
Right.
check, Michael?
We can check
See-
on that.
And you may have said this, and I'm sorry if I didn't catch it, but is this going to be something we can do on an annual basis? Is that the thought process?
We're hoping that we can. It's all dependent upon the availability of money through FEMA to
Always about
OEM.
money.
But that's my hope, is that we can do this on an annual basis.
Thanks.
I think the program will take off. If you can do it every year, it's going to get more and more people be involved in it. And it's a
think
great
so, too.
program, great way to get people
Thank
safe
you.
in the community. So it's a
Thank you.
great idea.
Yeah.
Thanks you and Jamie both.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.